All right, guys, we've got a live stream going on now from the 13 News Now Weather Center, and I hope you're having a good day. We have a weather alert day declared for today, and that's because there is the potential for some flooding rain. So we're going to talk about that. The voice you hear now, my name is Craig Moeller. I'm a meteorologist here at 13 News Now. And again, we hope you're having a good day, but this is one of those days where we want everybody to just be mindful that there could be some issues with some potential for flash flooding. So I'm meteorologist Craig Moeller. We're going to take a look at our radar, get into it. Let's talk about why we have the weather alert day and where the threat for flooding is the greatest. And really, it's down across North Carolina. Here's what you need to know. And as we take a look, I'll go back to the maps and give you a look at what's going to happen out there. Again, across the area, basically what we're going to find, the conditions are going to be pretty wet today. Scattered showers off and on. So while we have this, again, it looks like it's going to be one of those days where as we get into the afternoon through the evening, there's going to be chances for pockets of heavy rain. The greater threat across North Carolina and also the Southside Hampton Roads. Now, when we talk about heavy rainfall, we're talking about rainfall in excess of 1 to 2 inches. Could see some locally higher amounts. So you'll need to stay alert to potential flooded roadways across the region. Take a look at the outlook. This is the flood outlook, and this is from the Weather Prediction Center. It shows that we do have the greater risk, again, across Southside Hampton Roads from Virginia Beach over to Chesapeake, Isle of Wight, down through Franklin. This does include Norfolk, Portsmouth. You can see Suffolk there, and then all of our northeast North Carolina portions of the viewing area. So as we take a look at this, I want you to know, again, that threat will continue this afternoon. Now, the flood outlook for tomorrow, much lower. We just have a level 1 threat, but today it's a level 2 threat. And again, we do have that flood watch. You can see the flood watch includes Suffolk, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and Portsmouth, and then most of North Carolina. You can see certainly eastern North Carolina through the Piedmont out through Raleigh and Rocky Mount. They are included in this watch as well. So that's what's going on. Now, as you take a look at the rainfall projections, this is an interesting graphic. And what I want to show you is that, again, you've got a great variation between these different figures that you see. Let me come back on camera. You're just making out the side of Hunter Forth's head there. You're okay, Hunter. Well, this is a working weather lab. Evan's in here as well, but we're keeping an eye on things. The point is, at the bottom, you're going to see several different numbers with our projections. These are different models. We have the NAM, we have the Canadian, the Global Forecast System, which is the U.S. global model. We have the graph, that's a higher resolution model, and we have the Canadian model, the GEM. Let me take that again full so you can see all of those different outputs. Now, the NAM is really going quite bullish with 1.9 inches. That is up significantly from what it was showing earlier. So the NAM is all in on this potential for flooding, and this is specifically for Norfolk International. So right around the airport, the NAM is saying, get ready. You can see a couple inches of rain in the next 24 hours. And really, when you look at this, this is a 48-hour rain total, but the vast majority of this is going to come in the next 12 to, say, 18 hours. So I think after late tonight and early tomorrow, chances for rain will drop off significantly. The GFS, which is the U.S.'s global model, is calling for about 1.5 inches. And then the graph and the GEM, much, much lower totals. The Euro still hanging in with about 0.8 of an inch. Okay, that is for specifically Norfolk. You take a look at this projection, and this shows you the rainfall potential through tonight. And again, you're looking at 1 to 2 inches down around Elizabeth City. This is one model, okay? This is just one model, but it gives you a feel for what we're looking at. This is the graph model. So while the graph goes much lighter for Norfolk, Hampton, Newport News, these areas off to the north, it continues to be pretty heavy down around Elizabeth City. And if I were to show you the NAM's output on this, you would see a lot more as well. Now let's take a look at the severe weather potential, because not only do we have the risk for some of these storms to become heavy and potentially produce the flooding rain, but we also have the potential for a few of the storms, especially this afternoon when we reach the peak heating of the day. we could see a few severe storms. Primary threat would be some gusty winds. And again, we're talking about potentially very heavy rain. So we have this threat as well. And this is really down to the south. I think we're talking about the greatest threat being over North Carolina. We'll get into our future cast and you'll see that. But I would say anywhere across the south side, you want to stay weather aware. And again, isolated severe storms possible up to about 264 there in Virginia Beach. Looks like the northern part of the beach, the peninsula, and areas to the north up around the eastern shore, not included in that level 1 risk for severe weather. So that's what's out there in terms of the severe weather potential. All right, we'll take a look now at the satellite, the radar images, and what you will find across the area. The potential is there for the heavy rain. Now, we're taking a look here, and you can see the rain is pretty widespread across the central parts of Virginia and out across western parts of Virginia as well. I'm going to go ahead and step in front of the maps here, and I'm going to do this and show you what's happening. So let me adjust this. I'm doing this kind of all on the fly as we go along. There's our big monitor up against the wall. I'll step into it over here and just show you how the rain's been coming through. We had some areas of heavy rain earlier. When this batch right here came through, that produced some flood advisory conditions down across parts of North Carolina. It was basically around Hertford County down into Bertie County. So around Ahoskie areas just south of that, they had a flood advisory. There was also some flood advisories out west of our area in Brunswick County. That batch is through, but look at how much more moisture there is. And this whole area is very, very humid. This air mass continues to be an issue that way. There is a front that is moving through the Ohio River Valley that is going to push through early tomorrow morning and squeeze out the juice out of the atmosphere. So that's why we've got good chances for significant rain later today and into the evening. And then behind this front, as we get into our day Friday, we'll see some big improvements. Now here's a look at one of our models. This is the Futurecast, and you can see how things play out here taking a look over the next couple of days. You see the scattered showers, some of these heavier pockets of rain coming through, and notice these heavier cells moving across North Carolina and parts of the south side as well. Here's the key to this. You take a look here and you see an area of red, an area of red, an area of red, an area of red, all these little pockets of intense rainfall. And you see how they're moving from the southwest to the northeast. This is essentially like train cars rolling down a train track. And where you have this, and they kind of follow along in this general direction, you can imagine an area gets a heavy dumping of rain for maybe 15, 20 minutes. Then there's a break. Then there's another heavy dump of rain, and it may only last another 10 minutes or so. Then you get another one, and it's where you get this, that some of those rain totals could really pile up. And this is through 8:30 this evening. So very good chance for some heavier rain down across North Carolina, as I was mentioning. You'll notice that as we get into late this evening, dries things out, and into Friday, things looking a lot better for us, with this being the transition day to what will be a beautiful weekend. All right, that's one of the models. Let me show you another one. This is the graph. That was the HER model I just showed you, the high resolution rapid refresh model. This is the graph. And earlier this morning when I pulled up this one, it really wasn't doing a lot. Here, a weather alert day, because the models weren't in real good agreement on how much we would see. We did have the flood watch up, but we decided around 9 o'clock this morning, you know what, we better make sure everybody is aware. We had the flood watches up, so we already were talking about the heavy rain. But when this model started to fill back in with more heavy rain kind of over this similar area and continued, it said, okay, it's time. So that's why we've got that weather alert day up. You'll notice into the evening and early tomorrow, maybe a few more showers down to the south. I won't rule out the possibility of a little something tomorrow early, but as we go through the day, things are looking better. Again, your Friday will be a good day, transitioning to what will eventually be a pretty awesome weekend. You see the skies gradually clearing as we get into Saturday morning, and more sunshine coming up over your weekend. You gotta love that. We've been dealing with so much rain and so much heat. To have a weekend with mostly sunny skies, lower humidity, we can all look forward to that. Really, really excited about it. All right, I'm gonna walk past the camera here, and let's go ahead and go back. I'm gonna take my position back over at the controls for our video switching. And what I want you to know now, again, the rain is going to be with us. So as we take a look at this map, again, you'll see conditions improving as we go through the weekend. Highs today, low 80s, some spots in the upper 70s. Showers and storms with those possible heavier downpours, especially over North Carolina. Lows tonight near 73, mostly cloudy, a few showers or storms, mainly south and during the evening. But I think as Hunter and Evan are working this afternoon, they're going to be busy keeping a close eye to those heavy downpours. And then as Tim takes over later this evening, I think we're really going to see a lot of this activity winding down. It'll continue for North Carolina for a while, but things should be improving across most of the area. And tomorrow, just a chance for a couple of showers, but there's a good chance that we may even lower the chances a bit more because now the models are coming in drier for your Friday, and then the weekend looks pretty amazing. You see that with the 7-day forecast. Mostly sunny Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So really, really excited about that. Very, very happy to see the break from the heat and the humidity and the drier conditions. All right, I'm going to continue with a little closer look at the radar and get into this. I always like to do this as well. So let's go ahead and load up the radar. And I'm going to switch things up. That's obviously the region. And as we take you to what's happening right now, that's the latest look. This is a composite radar. What this image is showing you is all the radar sites combined around the region to give you a good feel for where it's raining. And it doesn't look too bad. But when we go to our live radar, and this is the radar that is based out of Wakefield, Virginia. You see Wakefield right there at the heart of it. That's where the radar is located, out in Wakefield. You see that we are looking at some more intense rainfall. Parts of Suffolk right now seeing very intense rain. Not really seeing much lightning, I can tell you that. It really hasn't been too bad. We have at times had a lot of lightning earlier this morning, but right now we're not seeing as much out there. So that's kind of nice to see that. We're just dealing with a lot of rain. So that's happening in Suffolk. And as far as the rainfall rate goes, let me just go ahead and put one up there and see what we're looking at. Around Suffolk, well, that's a road name. How about if I actually hit one of the pockets? There you go. About a 0.4 of an inch, a little bit less than ½ an inch per hour. So a pretty nice steady rainfall right there falling back across central Suffolk. That gives you a feel for that. All right, let's take a look at some more areas seeing some rain. We're getting a little bit of this now in Norfolk, the downtown area and out towards Lambert's Point. Right on the edge, you've got another area that's going to cross over. As you can see right there from West Norfolk into Norfolk, Portsmouth seeing some rain. The rain extends up through Naval Station, Norfolk. Now the rain's kind of light there right at the Navy Piers, but as you come inland and take a look around Glenwood Park and back over towards Commodore Park, you're seeing some moderate to heavier rain. Around Willoughby Spit, we've got light showers. It extends back that way through Ocean View, and we've got more rain extending all the way over to East Beach and around Little Creek. When you get to the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, it is wet right now. Some of the heavier rain back out over the bay, a really heavy patch there that is headed towards Kiptapeak. All of this morning was moving off to the northeast and the east-northeast at about 30 miles per hour. So I'll go ahead and put this on, a cone on here to let you know. I know you're seeing some heavy rain right now around Kiptapeak, but you're going to get this next batch rolling over your area in about 15 minutes or so. So just to give you a little feel for that. So that's what's happening right there. Now, as we take a look, I'll expand the view and show you some of the areas. Down around Kill Devil Hills, light rain exiting Elizabeth City, some showers. But it's this next area. Look at this, more intense rain filling in out around Weldon, back through Youngsville. You can see down now to the east of Enfield, but all of this is moving along to the northeast. So this rain is going to come in. And remember what I was telling you about those kind of train cars lining up along the track. If you were to imagine here, and I'll just kind of draw a little kind of jet stream symbol to show you how these things are kind of moving along in this direction. If they move and follow this kind of a direction, some of the cells, you can see how they could line up and produce heavy rain one right after the other. This is our concern. So some folks are going to come through today, not bad at all, but other areas you're going to be dealing with that potential flooding rain, and that's why we have our weather alert day. So once again, let me remind everybody, we do have a flood watch, okay, a flood watch until midnight tonight. It runs through this evening. One more time, I'll just kind of sum up what's going on. A weather alert day today. We will see the conditions very wet through the afternoon and potentially into the evening. Heavy rainfall is going to be the main concern, especially across North Carolina, parts of the south side. Stay alert to possible flooded roadways. The threat of excessive rainfall really confined Southside and into North Carolina. Areas to the north could still see some heavy rain, but the greater threat for excessive rainfall, Southside and into North Carolina. Remember, we do have that flood watch through midnight for Southside. That includes Suffolk, Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, and Portsmouth, and then all of our northeast North Carolina parts of the viewing area, and that potential is there for the heavy rain. So again, we really want everybody to stay weather aware. That's the most important thing, and continue to check back with 13 News Now throughout the day for more on that. We'll continue to have updates from here in the Weather Center and across the entire area. We've got photographers and we've got reporters out. I know we've got somebody down in Elizabeth City keeping a close eye of things. So if that's where the flooding occurs, we will be prepared to handle that for you, and we'll certainly bring you all of that as needed through our news starting at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, we'll have updates for you today at noon as well. Hunter Forster is going to be with you at noon. Evan Stewart is in this afternoon as well. He'll be in at 5:30, and Tim Pandages will take you through the evening. So stay tuned to 13 News Now. Again, it is a weather alert day. We want everybody to be safe out there and stay weather aware. Have a great day, guys.